Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Mayor Spotlight, where we're headed around town to local businesses, local employers, project sites, and great things that we have in our community so we can give the most up-to-date and pertinent information to our citizens. Today we are at the opening of the Symphony of Lights here. Obviously been going for a few weeks. I'm with one of the volunteer board members, Sue Watkins. Thanks for meeting me here. Not too chilly out today.
Not too bad at all.
So obviously the Symphony of Lights has been a staple in the community during the holiday season. Let's talk a little bit about history. I know you've been here for a short time on the Symphony of Lights before.
So the history of the Symphony of Lights started 25 years ago. We've been going for 25 years. Was actually started and implemented by John Eisenhower here in Clinton, which worked out at Lyondell. So it's always nice to look back at a little history and know who really was the groundbreaking person to get this started and has made it for 25 years.
Yeah, and you know, this is a beautiful thing. I mean, obviously, it's in Eagle Point Park, which is so historic for our community. So to have an event like this in Eagle Point Park is just kind of a special thing all around for Clinton.
It is. It is. It attracts people from all over. You will have people coming through and say how they've spent the weekend here. They've come, stayed at a hotel, let the kids swim, gone to different Ristrellis, the different restaurants that stick out in our area and such, and then go through and they make it an annual event. Christmas parties continually make sure that they drive through after their events and make sure that they get all of their employees to have a chance to enjoy and bring kids up, and so it's great.
So how many cars do you think come through each year?
So last year we had right at 7,000 cars that came through. So we always start the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving with our family walk. And we had a tremendous turnout this year. We did a little bit different. Instead of selling t-shirts and starting at the train depot, they actually were able to come up here and park almost directly where we're at, and then pay $5, go through and do the family walk. Awesome. Come up to the lodge, see Santa Claus, and we had carolers from Clinton High that came and joined us this year and did a fabulous job. They did it the last couple of years and were asked to have them back. People really enjoyed that.
Oh, nice.
So
I know I did the Symphony of Lights race one year. Okay. Do we still do the race?
We don't. Oh. We don't. Unfortunately, because of lack of volunteers, we just weren't able to keep that going. But we've been lucky to be able to keep the family walk going.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. You know, this is something that my family does every single year. And we've noticed probably, has it been the last like 3 or 5 years that you've upgraded and kind of got some new pieces out there? Yeah.
So last year we got the new tunnel, which is extraordinary. And we're hoping that with profits and some sponsorships that we keep getting in, that we're able to kind of keep that tunnel going through a little bit further. Right. Last year it was right next to the lodge, and this year it's right around the corner of the castle, which is gorgeous down there. Yeah. And then go over and be able to look over the river a little bit.
Sure, so. Absolutely. Just a really exciting thing, and just I think it's a good destination spot for Clinton during the holiday season. It's always nice that you guys put this on. No, I know it takes a lot of manpower or woman power to put this on here. Talk about, do you know how many volunteers you have, and what can we do to get more people to volunteer? Do we? Okay.
Well, I love that you're helping us there and being able to help us suggest that. This is put on by a great group of people. There's actually 5 on our board committee that meet to do the deciding factors of being able to get new displays for the year and such. And then we just have some great volunteers. I'd be lax if I didn't mention Travis Winter and Mark Walton this year. Those two have put countless hours up here just making sure that everything's running up here on anytime they're not working, helping when the lights go out, or unfortunately maybe we have a deer that gets tangled up in something. But they start about 6 weeks before the opening night and work tirelessly in their evenings and Saturdays. Mostly on the weekends we'll get some volunteers that'll come up and help us to be able to put the lights up, stand the displays up, because they're quite heavy. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of pounds to get these up and then get them stapled down so that they're not going to fly over in the wind. And I don't think we lost any the other night in the wind, so I think
well, that's
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have people that will come up and can do, they'll change out the light bulbs. So we did go all to LED lights, which was fantastic. I think there might be just a couple road lights that aren't this year and stuff, but we're pretty close to being 100%. And that is all on Mark and Travis of making sure that that happens. We have, probably about 15, 20 volunteers will come up on the weekends on Saturday. They'll work for a span of 3 to 4 hours helping get the lights up and doing that. And then electricians that we have that come up and volunteer their time. So they get this set up. So while we were standing here, it was kind of neat. The lights all of a sudden switched on, and they have it set on the timers so that when we come up as volunteers at night and work the hut, the lights are on. There's very few that we ever have to go around and turn on. And then at the end of the night, they turn back off. So they do a fabulous job, and we couldn't do it without them.
Good. And obviously, you have a good core group of volunteers that help put this together, but in order for things like this to sustain into the future for another 25 years, obviously there needs to be more volunteers. So if there's folks out there that are watching that want to volunteer, how would they contact you or your group so that they can get that information?
Sure. So you could contact us, of course, through our social media for Facebook or our website, the Symphony of Lights Clinton. You can reach out to any of us on the board, Travis, myself, or Mark, Louise, Laurent, Val, Pell. All of us would be able to help get them set and stuff. We're always definitely looking for that extra hands, and it doesn't necessarily be somebody that has to set up displays. We really need some people that can help with the Santa Sundays. So we run Santa Sunday the first 3 Sundays every December. So we have one more coming up this Sunday, and kids come drive through the park, see Santa, can have cookies and hot chocolate in the lodge and enjoy little family time there too. But they can mention to anybody as they're coming through the park that they're interested in helping, and be glad to have them join us, most definitely.
Awesome. And I know as we drove through a week ago now, my family, there's a long line of corporate sponsors, and I know you probably can't name them all, but I think probably good to give them a thank you for their support of the organization or of the event as well.
Oh, most definitely. I really do encourage anybody that can to come and drive through the park and such. And as you come in originally, or at the very beginning there, you're going to see all of our corporate sponsors on the right-hand side. And I feel if I mention some, I'm going to miss some, but
that's all right.
We have Clausen's, we have Beckwith, we have Lyondell, we have, gosh, you're putting me on the spot, but there's a ton of them. Yeah. But we seriously could not do it without their corporate sponsorship. They're very giving, and we definitely appreciate them. It's the money that they give us that helps us get the displays working every year to be able to keep this event going.
Awesome. So. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you coming up and chatting with us. And I know from my perspective, I probably should get out and volunteer. So I'll come by and help, and then I'll do my best to make sure that we're pushing that out there so we get more volunteers to come up and help, because we want to make sure that this is another 25 years in the making.
That would be great. We appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
That concludes this episode of the Mayor Spotlight. Remember, these videos are sponsored by the Clinton Regional Development Corporation and the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce. If you're not members of those organizations, please reach out. They have some great resources for local businesses. Thank you, and we will see you next time on the Mayor Spotlight.